It's all sound to me. Like I'll finish a section and I'll watch it again just to find out what they said.
I get almost hypnotized sometimes as I'm working on sound. I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing, but just kind of doing it, and it happens in its own little way.
My name is Margaret Crimmins. I'm president of Dog Bark Sound, Inc. And this is Greg Smith. We've worked together for 5 years. The way Dog Bark Sound works is we do everything. So when the film requires sound design, that's the direction we go. When it really just requires the craft of sound editing, we go that way. Right now we're working on a film called Boys of Baraka, and it's a film about the Baraka School, which is set up in Kenya, and they recruited students from Baltimore City, a ghetto in Baltimore. So they basically chose boys at risk.
Hey guys, first of all I want to say officially, welcome to Baraka School. I have a feeling you're going to find a whole lot of things different here than they were in Baltimore.
And so what we've been trying to do is like establish the difference in a soundscape between Baltimore, which is like rough and nasty, and Africa, where you're seeing zebras and elephants, beautiful landscape. The biggest part of this job is really cleaning up all the production sound, because it's pretty crazy. It's in the street, there's noise everywhere. Sirens and carbines that are cut off, and we have to tailor all that. Yesterday we recorded aluminum foil. The mother is covering the roast on the stove, the lasagna, and you don't hear it. And it's this nice little hole in the dialogue, and she's working, so we gotta have the aluminum foil.
I'd send him to his room. Time out, Devon. I was always in the school system. I guess because of his mom.
I actually really love dialogue editing. You have to think about things like the rhythm of speech so that you can space out the words. They sound totally natural. Because when people are being interviewed, as is happening right now, you stumble, you pause, you say an extra word. And I think it makes a tremendous difference in the experience of watching the film, because it doesn't get in the way of the information or the emotions of the person being interviewed. So I still really like that, even though it's very tedious and it takes the most time in a documentary is the dialogue editing. It's the key element, the information.
It's fun to be experimental. An experimental film, usually the experimenting is in every part of the film, including the sound. So.
Well, what have we here? My little stratagem worked.
On Fear of Fiction, the director Charlie Ahern definitely shot the film with a very sound design oriented visuals. There's one scene in it where it's underwater and it turns almost into a dream. So we weren't trying to make it sound like it would sound underwater. We were trying to make it sound like it was underwater in another realm. So you think about what the film's about, and then sometimes you need, the footage determines it. Sometimes it's just the concept also. It's just more satisfying when the film is good. When the film is not so good, it's, you know, tedious. I've been very lucky. I get to work on really good films. If it turns out, if I do a good job, you don't know that. It actually, so that's my goal.